Now at this point, if you want to turn this into a shape or into a body, you can go ahead and stop the sketch using the button provided there. And right now it's kind of taking me back again to kind of an arbitrary view here, the view that I think I was in before I went to sketch this. And if I want to modify the view now, I can use the view cube to kind of rotate around and look at this from some different angles. I like to use the view cube. It's very easy to manipulate and gets you to some very exact views. Again though, if you want to use your mouse shortcuts, shift and wheel will enable you to rotate and orbit around. If you click the wheel only, it's going to pan back and forth. So I'm just clicking and holding the wheel. It's going to pan back and forth, and spinning the wheel is going to zoom in and out. And if you get way out in space here and you get lost, you can actually double click the mouse wheel and it'll zoom to fit for you. So that's another one that I'll use. I mean, sometimes your views get a little skewed and it's good to be able to just jump back to like a standard view or a standard size view. That double click mouse wheel is something that saved me more than a handful of times. So it's definitely something I like to share. At this point, I can take this shape that I've sketched and I can create a couple different features actually. So if I wanted to take this and create an extrude, I can do so. I just use the drop down under create and select my extrude tool, and then select the profile that I want to use to create this shape. So I'm just going to click the one profile I have in this case and sketch out, and you can see I'm going to go 2 inches back, so -2 inches. And there we go. We've created a shape from this. I had intended to create a revolve from this actually. So what I can do is I can use my timeline down here in the bottom of my screen to actually delete what I've created there already, or I can roll it back even if I don't want to delete it. Maybe I want to be able to recall it at a later time. I can actually just use this mouse and timeline option to click and hold to move this to an earlier time frame. That's going to take me to a time before I actually created that feature. Because that sketch had become a part of that feature, it was actually hidden from my site. So once a sketch is used by a feature, it's going to get hidden, and you can see from my browser I can go and I can find the sketch in the sketches folder. There's always going to be a folder that contains all your sketches. There's going to be a folder that contains bodies. If I want to hide or show the sketch to reuse it, I can just click the little hide show button right here. So you can also right click and do a hide show from the menu that's provided there. But we'll just go ahead and show that, and I'm going to roll this back to before that shape was made, and let's see what other shapes we can make from this. So in addition to the extrude option, we can actually go and we can create the revolve. That's what I had intended to do here. In this case, use the information provided to you in this dialog here. So for the first information it's looking for a profile in which to revolve. So that's what I sketched out. This is the profile that I'm looking to revolve about something. So we'll select that, and then the next thing that it's looking for is an axis in which to revolve about. So any line should really work here. So I can revolve this about, say, this line here, and I get kind of this funnel looking shape. If I don't like that, I can cancel that. I can hit the X here and back up. I can use any one of these lines here. I can make a conical shape. I can use the line on the left here to make kind of like a top shape. I can use the bottom here, and I can create a lot of different things from one simple sketch. So it is all about how are you going to use this? How do you need it to be able to change, and what's your intention going to be for something like this? And always pay attention to the information provided to you in these dialogues here. So right now it's doing the full 360-degree revolve. There's times where you only want it to revolve 90 degrees or 45 degrees. If you want to just type in 45 here, you're going to see it's going to give me this little pizza slice of that flange looking shape that I had before. So just like that, you can make some very quick changes. And anytime you see in the graphics area these handles pop up, you can see how easy it is to manipulate this to make many different shapes, and with the freedom of just clicking and dragging. So sometimes you want that freedom, sometimes you want to constrain. I mean, for a lot of designs you need things to fit together. So you're designing a part to fit with another part. So you're not going to be just willy-nilly dragging things. You're going to actually be typing in a real dimension here, 135. That might be a real dimension that you use. So